Hey guys, and welcome back to the fourth and final episode of Operation Sledgehammer. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. Of course, if you have, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. That kind of support really does help me out. And hopefully you guys enjoy the grand finale. So after the pretty insane firefights that took place throughout the night in the town in the previous episode, which of course if you haven't seen I will leave linked in the description below, all of the SAF forces amassed at around 5:30 in the morning for one large operation to try and push all of the KLA forces out of the town. Now this was going to be a pretty big operation, including all four sections, Wolf 1, 2, 3 and 4, moving throughout the town, building to building, pushing back the enemy forces until we got ourselves the victory. Now the first objective for Wolf 1 was to try and capture Building 18, which was the medic bay for the enemy forces. If we could capture that medic bay, it would then become our respawn point, meaning we could get back into the battle much faster, and of course would push the enemy back, meaning they would have to spawn outside the town. Now the medic bay itself was very close to the edge of the tree line, allowing us to move up pretty much undetected in the woods before throwing smoke and making the short dash across open ground and into the building.
Over here? Now? Oh. Sprung out! Yeah.
No grenades, mate.
After successfully making it right up to the edge of the med bay, it was now time to storm the building and try and take it for our own.
Ready?
Yeah.
He's down! Move! He's down! I'm down!
Now after taking a hit here, of course, as I explained in a previous video, because we had our medic with us, all I had to do then was wait for the medic to come in, give me an IV, of course, which is just a bottle of water, which one, keeps you hydrated, and two, can be very helpful, especially if you are breathing in a lot of smoke from those smoke grenades. And once you've drunk that water, you are immediately back in the fight. So with the enemy medbay now well and truly under our control, we can move up to the next building, pushing back the enemy as we go. Now you may have already noticed that for the second day of the event, I was actually running a different weapon. This is actually the Tippmann M4 in a HPA setup. You probably already noticed the small line leading from the pistol grip to a large air tank I had in my back. Now this was provided to me by the cool guys down at JD AIRSOFT. Recently, they have started selling entire HPA Tippmann setups, the line, the tank, the weapon. So if you would like to check it out, I will leave links in the description below. This was my first outing with the piece of kit and I have to say I was massively impressed. The recoil and the sound is very, very cool, but I will have a full review of the weapon up in a few weeks' time.
Oh, okay. Can I contact away the number of the building? I will check on the building history on the map.
Now after making it up to the next building and taking the first floor, this would then allow us to shoot down into the opposite buildings that were still full of enemy players.
Clear. Left side clear. Careful those windows, we should be able to get shots onto them though. There's guys in those windows, do not see me yet.
Bottom right window, you can see him just through the gap. Maybe that doorway now.
Now after trading a few shots with this guy in the opposite building, check out how close this shot was to almost taking me out. Now at this point the SAF forces were clearing through the town pretty quickly. We were going from building to building as fast as possible to try and take the enemy by surprise. And as you can see here by the town square in front of us, this meant we'd taken more than half the town already in less than probably an hour and a half. With smokes now down to cover our movement, it allowed us to move up and once again try and smash the enemy as we moved into the next buildings. Now, as we moved into the central alleyway to try and clear the buildings to the left, we were taking sniper fire from a building further down the road. So here we had to try and move quickly so we didn't end up pinned down in open ground.
Yeah, there's still one in here. I know you killed him, didn't you?
He's dead in the window, isn't he?
These two buildings are clear now, just push straight to here.
Fuck it, let's go. What team are they?
Fuck knows. Friendly 17!
No, that's fine. They're tigers.
Get in this one.
Of course, one of the only issues with moving up so quickly is sometimes it can get a little bit confusing as to whether they're enemy or friendly players in the neighbouring buildings.
No.
Now at this point we managed to push up to a pretty large building that had a lot of enemy forces on the first floor. Now we successfully made it into the ground floor without even being noticed by the enemy players. So now we had to try and take out as many as possible so our team could push up to the building and then hold it.
Okay. Let's go through here. Watch yourself! Duck in. Head down.
Now at this point, once we were successfully inside the building, I then threw a flare outside to let our forces further down the village know that we had this building, but there were still enemy forces inside. Now after taking out that first guy on the staircase who alerted the rest of his team on the first floor that we were in the building, we then moved back through the building to go through the cellar and try and come up behind them.
Clear left. We're fine. The guy dropped that, got lit up in the foot. You alright, fella?
Yeah, mate. Sorry, Nick, buddy.
Now after taking out a whole bunch of enemy players there on the stairs, eventually they did manage to get a grenade through that doorway and take me out. I was pretty much trapped in that basement. But luckily our respawn point was only a few buildings down the road and we got back into the fight pretty quickly. Now at this stage, right at the end of the day, my GoPro did decide to completely fill up and just suddenly stop recording just as I go into this building here for a final firefight, but luckily of course I still have the camera on the end of my gun. So for this final firefight, of course, you will have to enjoy this from the barrel perspective, but all the same, it's a pretty good firefight where I get to take out quite a few players from Team Cobalt and Diablo. Now, right at the end of the day, this was literally one of the last buildings being held by enemy forces, and I can hear voices literally just on the other side of this doorway, so I've got to try and creep in and take these dudes out.
I need a tourniquet! I need a tourniquet! I mean a medic! What's the say? Dead man, gonna sit down. Hola. Medic! Medic!
Me.
Yeah, move in, move in. Oh, sorry, fella. Sorry, fella.
I think it should be the open all the way.
Just a little bit out. We've got 4 of them here, Tom. I think. This was half open, so I've just pushed it a little bit.
Push it all the way up and do it because this is. Let's go, baby. He's good. For some reason, my people want to call me Aussie.
It's good. Sorry for dead player, a little bit dead player. Somebody took it then, was that you?
You again? Yep. I went straight for my legs.
I'm dead!
Now, after that pretty awesome firefight with those guys in there, one of them actually came up to me afterwards and congratulated me on that sliding kill, because it was pretty cool. That was the end of the event, so it was a pretty successful operation pushing back the enemy forces out of the town. Now, how do you wrap up any other milsim? Well, of course, you've got to blow something up.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So that about wraps up Operation Sledgehammer. Of course, this was my first milsim event, so I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy the series, as I say, leave a like and a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you haven't seen the rest of the series, make sure you check out the entire playlist. And of course, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.